everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I'm Helen.
And we are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, where we dye yarn and make bags. And today I am having Caribbean Crush from David's Teas in my Fluffykins mug. This is the first time I've had Caribbean Crush. We've had it for a while.
Yeah,
it's good. I do like it.
I'm having Mother's Little Helper from David's Tea. Had a rough morning, so I needed a little help.
Would you like to explain why you had a rough morning?
I finished a book that destroyed me. So I needed to...
Which we will be talking about
getting
in the
over
next day or so.
my sobbing.
So, but Helen needs a little time to recover before we can talk about it.
I finished up The Nightingale this morning and it literally destroyed my morning. So.
It is a rough subject, and Kristen Hanna, man, does she draw you in.
Yeah.
She really does. You really care. Okay, so that actually is a good tie-in. We have a book club, in case you didn't know. So we are reading a book each month. The Nightingale was April's book.
I'm right on track.
Yeah. I just finished May's month, which was the Vampire Knitting Club, which...
It's going to be a good palette cleanser for...
I have to say, it took me a long time to get into it, just because with everything that we were doing and the stress and going to bed exhausted, I just could not get into it. But once I did get into it, I actually really enjoyed it. So I wound up giving it 4 stars.
Yeah.
And I've already downloaded the second one. If you are a member of Kindle Unlimited, they are both free on Kindle Unlimited.
It's a cozy mystery, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's set in Oxford. And it revolves around Cardinal Wolsey, which is a knitting shop. So it's kind of cool.
Okay.
And there are vampires. Just fair warning, they're vampires. But in a cozy way. So it's okay.
In a cozy mystery.
Hey, come on. All right. It is Friday here. So people have been coming down.
Yeah.
One of our neighbors who usually comes down for the weekend came down last night. So there's a lot more noise going on, and
Plus
children.
it's June and more as both the summer starts
Hey, it's okay.
and the state starts to open up again. We will start to see way more people.
So there's going to be a lot more editing because the dogs have a lot to say to anybody who goes by.
But it's all good news, because good news for the vendor, good news for the business owners in town, and just the state as a whole, that we are starting for the 15th going to really kind of open up again.
And it's good news for us because it's Friday, and we usually do Barry's Do Me a Flavor on Friday, which means we get cheese sticks. We do have a couple of new people because we had somebody leave us a comment and ask us about where we are and do we do show notes and that kind of thing. So for those of you that are new, this is Tabitha Stanley. We have 2 dogs.
Spike made themselves evident already.
Right, Spike and Drusilla. And if you're very lucky, you may see our other cat, Dudley. He shows up every now and then as well. But Tabitha loves podcast days because she sits half on Helen, half on me, and one or both of us are petting her. So she really...
And we live in Beach Haven, which is on Long Beach Island, on the coast of New Jersey. And as far as show notes are concerned, when we were doing a weekly podcast, I was much better about doing show notes. But doing the daily podcast, just to be quite honest, there's just so much time.
Right.
So if there's something important that I want to link to, we will put it down below where we would normally put show notes. But full-on show notes to do all the yarns that we talk about or that kind of thing, generally, I just don't have the time.
However, please feel free to leave questions in the comments, and we try and answer them as much as possible. Having said that, there's a family down across the street with children. One thing you will learn very quickly about our dogs is they don't like children at all.
So anyway, we'll have going forward, starting hopefully the next week or so. When we show yarn pairings, we'll put them in our on our website so that you can buy all of the pairings, or at least just go see and say, oh, that was the one I really liked, and just buy the one skein. So,
okay, all right. So for those of you that left us comments about row 1 that your subscription is out for delivery or whatever. We're so excited for you. And for those of you that did not get it, I'm so sorry. She had us wait to say anything because for those of her regular subscribers, she didn't want it to be ruined.
Her whole thing is it's a surprise as to who the dyer is until you get it. And usually she has some left over.
Right.
Based on what I've seen in prior months when people talk about it. So when we said to go buy one, we just assumed that she had some left over. So I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
We're going to go back and see what we sent her, and then we'll try and put together the sets ourselves.
Yeah, because we have to order more yarn anyway, so we'll order some 10 gram minis, and we'll put together the sets, and you guys can just get them from us too if you want.
Right.
But we're very, very sorry because
we did not need to mislead anybody and have them go spend $72 and then find out they're not going to get it.
I know.
I really thought she had some left.
Okay. Let's see. Denise Jeffries says, do people really consider you two to be essentially the same person? She's an only child, so that seems funny to her.
Oh, absolutely.
We have either shared an apartment together, shared an apartment.
Most of our adult lives we lived together.
And doing the business together as well, people very often confuse us. And so that we do get confused for each other a lot. I know that we sound very similar, and we also sound very similar to sister number 3 because sometimes I'll get her voicemail or something like that. I'm like, oh my god, I sound just like that.
So, and a lot of people know that there is a Mary Beth and there is a Helen. Not necessarily good at telling which is which. So,
however, you guys are visiting with us every day, so you know.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, and again, it's a matter of we look very similar. We are
definitely from the
sisters.
same family.
And if you don't see us on a day-to-day basis, it's just, I can see, look, I consider it a win that I know one's Mary Beth and one's Helen.
We were, when we were actually going out and doing things, we would do trivia every Wednesday night. And Jim Norton, who is the person who runs it, he is the trivia master. It took great pains to try and figure out which one of us was Mary Beth and which one of us was Helen.
And you would think after several weeks he would have done it, but every week wrong.
So the last time we were there, he said, "Okay, I've got it." And he points to me and he says, "You're Mary Beth and you're Helen." And I just looked at him and go, "Nope." He got so upset. And then I'm like, "No, you're right. It's okay. I'm just teasing." Rosemary says she's very jealous with our proximity to the beach, and don't take down the ivy over the door because it's
actually
charming.
We were just talking. I was just talking to him this morning, and we have decided that we will cut out the door so that it doesn't grab my hair as I walk out the door.
And you think that there's a spider landing in your head?
Because I do. You're right. It is very charming, and I do love it. And he's going to make sure that it's not interfering with the structure of the house. And once that's good, then I'm perfectly fine with an ivy-covered house.
Also, we found pergolas when we were looking for lawn ornaments and things like that. Not pergolas. What are you talking about? The
arches?
Arches. We found arches.
Oh.
That I would love to have where we train the ivy to go up over that, or climbing roses. When we were growing up, in our backyard, there was it wasn't an arch so much as it originally, I think, was the entrance to part of the yard before we got it, but there was like a metal structure, and my mother had roses going up and over it, and oh my god, it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. My mother was the gardener, and she would have people stop. There was a lane that went down the side of our house, and people would actually stop and just ask her how she got everything done in the backyard because it was so beautiful. She loved doing it. Okay, so Kathy Clark says, can you describe your grass costume and what were some of the items your mother used to make it? It sounds like it could be such a fun costume.
Oh, it was just a bed sheet that she twisted at the top.
Right. Did she have anything coming out of it, or was it just the bed sheet?
Just the bed sheet twisted at the top. It just looked like a rolled cigarette.
Yeah. So the sorry for for the choppiness. Okay, we're gonna go with it because
We're just never gonna get it done.
we're never gonna get done. Okay, so Robin says that she thinks it might be kind of cool to have a trough for the duck food.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
So do I. I am now seeing like a cement carved trough.
Okay, we're going totally different directions.
What were you saying?
I'm going old wood.
Oh, I was seeing like a cement, but like one of those really old cement carved ones that have the roses and stuff carved in it that you see at the antiques,
Okay.
the salvage yards type of thing. So, okay. All right, so that is pretty much it as far as the questions and comments. Thank you everybody for leaving us questions and things and telling us about your first crushes, because there were a couple of them where I'm like, oh, yeah, that too.
We cut off at the end. Our book club for June
Right.
is The Woman in Cabin 10,
By Ruth Ware.
which we are doing the audio version.
I have started it. I am about maybe a third of the way through. I am finding this very similar to The Girl on the Train. So if that is a book that you read that you did not like, then you may not like this one either. The main character is not particularly likable.
Yeah.
But I am continuing on with it because I'm interested enough in it. But it is very similar to The Girl on the Train.
Yeah.
But my sister number 3 really liked it a lot, and she likes Ruth Ware very much. So I'm interested to see if it winds up different or if it's going to be the same kind of ending.
Okay.
But we shall see. Anyway, as I was saying, I totally spaced out and went on. The Vampire Knitting Club, I did wind up liking it very much. So if you would like a cozy mystery, that one is a good one to do. And yeah, so we're doing The Woman in Cabin 10 this month, and then I think we're doing Cinder next month.
Yeah.
So you can have an idea with that. But, if you have a question about which books we're doing or which books we have done, on our blog, which is part of ToadHollowNJ.com,
I will link the post.
We did do
below.
a post where we spelled out, we listed every book that we're doing for the year.
Yeah.
So you can see it all there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we will be having our review of The Nightingale coming up soon because it was a wonderful
Probably
book.
tomorrow. Yeah.
But we'll see when Helen can start talking about it without crying, because there are parts of it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't read it,
It's a very good book.
it's
just
one.
rough.
It's World War II. It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
But it was
However, I think
exceptionally well done.
It's a very necessary read. So
Helen came out and said that every woman should read this.
yeah.
It should be required reading for every woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. We are off to work.
Yes.
We will see you tomorrow. We hope you have a wonderful Friday.
And have a great weekend.
Yeah.